Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Chad. I just finished up my morning trail run and I'm hanging out here by a brook, just kicking it, doing some deep breathing and, getting ready to start my day. Not a busy day ahead of me, but a few topics. This video is I'm going to talk about vitamin D in a moment, but I get asked a lot about books, and I'm glad to thank you for all of you who have been messaging me, because it's like somebody's actually listening, somebody's watching my videos. My purpose of this channel, my life's mission basically is, an herbalist, is to help as many people as I can and just like educate my clients on any way that I can help them to see what's in their environment hindering their ability to get better and all that good stuff. So I do get asked a lot about books. So I will actually just start doing a little series about books. But since I have this one on hand, I'll go ahead and show you. This is a book. It's Newcomb's Wildflower Guide. You can see that. And it's a good beginner's botany book, and because depending upon there's multiple botany books. There's some that just go way beyond what I understand, and that's one of the things there. I'm my weak point really in my whole herbal practice is that of botanizing. So that's why I'm out here, and I just constantly. It's almost like it's like an ice cold shower is to some people. I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I force myself to, and I learn a lot. And so you always want to make sure if you are harvesting anything that A, it's not poisonous, B, that you're doing it responsibly, so you're not taking endangered species, and like golden seal or American ginseng if you're in the United States, because those are protected plants. And I was actually up in Rosemary Gladstar's house a few weeks back, and she has a whole bunch of American ginseng on her property, and the things are 10 years old and they're tiny plants, and you can really just see what a prized plant that is. And it's extremely powerful. It's one of the few herbs that I would almost call the panacea, but there is no such thing. But it's great for a lot of things, but you need to use it with respect. It's really only for those who are incredibly debilitated, because it's just the supply is so thin. So that's that. This Wildflower Guide, it's very good. It's pretty simple. You can, if you get it, if I get enough interest in it, maybe I'll do a whole video on how to actually use it, because there's a key, and you do have to have some understanding of botany terminology, like what types of stems are what and what kind of leaves are what. But if I get enough interest in it, maybe I'll do a video on it. Not an expert, but I'm learning. So, and the best way to learn something is to teach something. Now, just briefly to touch on vitamin D, I was going to just wait and do this till I can have my quote-unquote studies in front of my face and all that, but this is nothing esoteric or woo-woo that I'm talking about here. And you can, if you care enough and you can actually understand medical studies, and I'm not just talking about reading the excerpts from the top and extrapolating a whole bunch of ideas from that. If you can actually understand that, you know what Google Scholar is and you know what PubMed is, so you can do your own research. Now, can you supplement vitamin D and not have to go out in the sun? I would say no. And the reason is the sun does a whole lot more than just help you produce vitamin D. And see, that's something that needs to be understood, is that you produce vitamin D via the photoelectric effect. The sun hits your skin, and the cholesterol goes through a whole process. I'm not going to get into sulfation and all that, but this is just to help you out. Basically, it's created on your skin, and then it gets absorbed into your bloodstream, and that is it goes through completely different pathways than it would if you took vitamin D. And some may say, well, I had low vitamin D and then I supplemented with a D3 and it went up. It's still not doing quite the same thing. That is one of the reasons that I'd say that people in colder regions were able to get by, was because they ate a lot of fish and things like that, and that does have vitamin D in it. But in modern society, you got to realize, like, vitamin D has a whole range of actions upon the body, and it's not a vitamin, it is a hormone. Hormones are chemical messengers in the body. Vitamins do something completely different. So this chemical messenger, it has receptor sites. So it plugs into these receptor sites and it does its thing. When it's absorbed when you get it from the manufacturing of it on your skin. So it goes into these receptor sites. When those receptor sites get empty, there's actually bacteria that, it's a bacteria that grows within that receptor site, and it plugs it up, and it can cause a whole bunch of crap. And so you've got to realize that living in modern day world, that with all the environmental stressors that we have upon our physiology, it really taxes us and it causes inflammation. And vitamin D is an anti-inflammatory, if you need to label it as something. So it does have an anti-inflammatory action. So if you don't have that, you can put your adrenals into more of an overload than they probably already are, and you don't want that. Another thing with the vitamin D, or excuse me, with the sun, is that it helps to helps to clean your blood via the UV. So the UV light is doing something, it's doing a lot more than just helping you to manufacture vitamin D. Now, maybe I'll elaborate on this whole topic later on, but right now I'm just kind of like zen, chilling out. I'll just touch upon with vitamin D, with sunlight exposure, don't do it through glass. So it's standing in front of a sliding glass door during the winter time, unfortunately, is not the same thing, because there's within the UV spectrum, there's many wavelengths of UV. That's ultraviolet light. Now the one that gets used for the manufacture of the vitamin D is UVB as in boy. Now UVB is blocked by glass, and UVA, which tends to contribute to carcinogen, or tends to lead to cells deforming themselves. UVA is what gets through the glass, so you're getting a massive dose of UVA and not the UVB, so not a good thing. So you want to make sure that you can get outside. I often get asked, well, what if it's cold? What if it's not sunny out? Well, if it's not sunny out, then that answers your question. If it's cold, do your best to just get out. I mean, this is something, granted, I'm a cold weather freak, and I've walked around in shorts all winter up here in New England. I love the cold, but you just do your best. However much of your skin you can safely expose to the natural light, the better you will be, and it goes way beyond just the whole vitamin D thing. So get out in the sun, and doing so without glasses. Now, I'm not like anti-glasses. I don't personally wear them anymore. I also don't live in a desert, so I understand that some people would tell me, like where they live, it can be blinding, and I understand that, but just not to use, not to just be stuck with glasses on all the time. I know people that wear glasses. When I used to work in a grocery store, I used to work at a Whole Foods in the produce section, and people just walking around with sunglasses on in the store, and they weren't doing it because of protection from the lights up above or anything like that. They were just clearly live their entire summer in glasses. So it's very important, especially if you live in a colder region like myself, where the sun is not going to be around forever. It's going to disappear. I mean, it's something that I never thought about before, but where I live, it's really only warm, by most people's definition of warmth. It's only warm where I live about 4 months out of the year. The rest of the time it starts to get cold, dark, gloomy, but for some reason I love it. So that is that. Just don't be scared of the sun. I know there'll probably be questions about melanomas and all that might come up, but like I said, this is just a quick off-the-cuff video, and I'll go into it further. I like to educate people to the best of my ability, and when I don't know something, I'll say I don't know something. But anyways, cool. Loving it. Alright, go out, have fun, educate yourself, do something to help somebody else, and I will talk to you later. Have fun. See ya.